Hey guys, before I get into this video, I just want to give like a quick announcement. I am so happy to everyone that's watched my Sleepy Hollow review. It's currently got 91 views on that video alone, and it's only been up for about 2 days. And if you have watched it and you're watching this video as well, I just want to say you guys are the best. I wasn't expecting it to get even half that. But yeah, I thought it was like maybe like a glitch in the system. I kept on going up, going to have a look at it, and it kept on going up. The views kept on going up, and I was thinking, okay, something's really strange and really off. But yeah, apparently it's up to 91 views already, and it keeps on going up. So if you have watched that video and you're watching this one, I just want to give my appreciation. You guys are amazing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. And if you've been watching my videos for a while now, welcome back. So the novel that me and Jack are going to be reviewing today is 4 Past Midnight by Stephen King. This is his second novella collection, and if you don't know what a novella is, it is shorter than a novel, but longer than a short story. So somewhere in between. This is his second novella collection. His first one was Different Seasons, which I have got a video up on my channel about that book. It's one of my older videos, but if you guys want me to redo it, I can always do that for you if you want me to. The thing with novella collections for me is that they are kind of a mixed bag. They aren't all on the same level. There will be stories in these books which you will like more than others, and some of them that you will like, and some of them that you won't like as much. But that's the name of the game when it comes to all these short stories and novella collections by King or by any author. So as the title suggests, there are 4 stories in this collection, and I liked some of them better than others, but I will go through that later. And 4 Past Midnight is my 42nd novel that I have read by Stephen King since I've started reading on a regular basis in 2017. I'm about to tell you all the stories. I'm just going to list all the stories and tell you what they all are all about. I'm not going to go into super depth with them, but if you want me to do so, if you want me to go into a little bit more depth, we can always talk in the comments, or I can maybe do a separate video on it. If you want me to talk about a specific story, I can maybe do a separate video on it. But I won't go into super detail about it. I will tell you what the story is about, what rating I will give it, and if I enjoyed it or if I didn't enjoy it. You get the idea. Let's do this. So all the stories in this collection were written from the years of 1988 to 1989. And the collection itself was published on the 24th of September 1990. It also won a Bram Stoker Award for the best collection in 1990 as well. And the genre of the whole collection is a supernatural fiction. So before I get into talking about what the stories are all about, I just want to say my usual things here. This is going to be a spoiler-free video. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys in case you want to read this book or some of the stories within it. And this is going to be my own thoughts and opinions regarding these stories. If you liked these stories and I didn't, that is fine. But please remember that going forward, guys, that these are my own personal feelings and thoughts regarding these stories. So let's start off with the first story in this book, which is called The Langoliers. This has a TV miniseries based on it by the same name, which was released in 1994. It's really cool. What the difference between the book and the miniseries is, there isn't much difference between the two of them. In the book, it does include characters that aren't in the miniseries, and it does have a bit of more character development. But that's about it. It's really nitpicking, but there isn't much difference between the two. If you've seen the miniseries, then you've technically read the book already. But it's a really cool fun read. I really like the Langolese miniseries, and I really enjoyed the book. So what is it about? It starts off by introducing us to several characters that wake up in an air that actually wake up in a plane that's flying in the sky. You do not know why this has happened, and they seem to be the only people on this plane. Everyone seems to have vanished. They have left all their personal possessions behind: their keys, their wallets, their hair pieces, and stuff that's actually physically inside their bodies, like plates in their heads, fillings in their teeth, implants that have been put in their body from operations, even pacemakers. They have been left on the floor, and they do not know why this has happened or how this has happened, and they try to figure out what's going on. And one of these people is a mystery writer who comes up with a theory that they have somehow flown through a portal, and which has transported them to another place. I think that's as vague as I possibly can be, because I don't want to say exactly what happens, as I want you to go into this book as blind as possible, guys, because it really is a good book. So anyway, they try to. One of these survivors is a pilot who is able to fly that make and model of aircraft, and he tries to communicate with other airports and airplanes and anyone else. He doesn't come up with anything. It's completely quiet. So they land in a airport where they find out that things like sound, touch, taste, they no longer exist. You can clap, you can make a loud noise. It doesn't make any noise whatsoever, or vibrates off the walls or whatever. Light and electricity doesn't work. Taste doesn't work. You can drink and taste stuff and it tastes rotten or off. Even if it's in dates and fresh, it's rotten and doesn't taste right. So they also discover that there's this strange noise in the background, and one of these one of these girls, not strange, one of these girls is a blind girl that's on the plane. She's blind, and I'm not sure if she has the shining. I think it's kind of nudged that she may have a type of the shining. But she hears this noise in the background, and she says, "Okay, we've got to get out of here. Something terrible is coming this way, and we've got to go right now." But no one, because she's a kid, no one actually believes her. So we find out that these strange creatures are called the Langoliers, which are hunting them. They and the Langoliers are kind of weird. One of the characters in this plane is called Craig Toomey. Craig is a very larger than life and really mad character. He's exactly the same in the mini-series than he is in the book. And Craig, when he was a boy, he used to get tormented by his dad, who used to tell him that he needs to be a go-getter and an achiever. And Craig's dad used to do this by tormenting Craig as a boy and telling him that if he doesn't behave and be an achiever and a go-getter, he will be hunted and killed by these strange creatures called the Langoliers, which are, I'm pretty sure they're balls with little feet and gnashing teeth. Nothing good. And so Craig says, "Oh, the Langoliers are coming, the Langoliers are coming." And yeah, it's a race for all these survivors to get away from the Langoliers. And it really is such a good book, and I love it so much. The genre of this book was classified as a dark fantasy. Fair enough. I really like this book. 5 stars out of 5. 4 marks for me. Probably the first story from a novella collection by King that I've ever given a 5-star rating to. The second story in this collection is called Secret Window, Secret Garden, but I will just be referring to it as Secret Window. Secret Window has a movie based on it by that name that was released in 2004, and it stars Johnny Depp. I'm aware of the movie, but I've never seen it. I've never really got round to it. And the genre is a thriller. This was a massive disappointment for me. It was a slog. I didn't like this story whatsoever. it revolves around a man who, surprise, surprise, is a writer. He is in his cabin in the woods, I think, or somewhere, you know. And one day, a man knocks at his door and tells him, or accuses him of plagiarizing and stealing his story. And the main character says he doesn't know what this guy's talking about, and he's not aware of the story that he's supposed to plagiarize, which is called Secret Window, Secret Garden. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And he says, "Look, I don't know what you're on about. I've never even heard of this story before." And I think there is similarities between his story and this other guy's story. But he tells him, look, I haven't written this story. I can even prove to you that I have actually originally read this. I mean, that I've actually wrote this story that you are accusing me of plagiarizing and stealing from you. It's in a magazine. I can go and get the magazine and show you and prove to you that I didn't copy your work. So the whole point of this story is for this main character to find this magazine and to show this guy and to prove to him that he didn't do what he's been accused of doing. I didn't like this story whatsoever. It dragged on so much. I didn't care for the characters. I didn't care for the story as much. It drags a lot, and yeah. It wasn't really a fun time for me. It dragged a lot and I didn't like it, unfortunately. I'm going to give this one a 2 stars out of 5. I might watch the movie. This might be a incident where, or a case where you got to watch the miniseries or the movie first before you read the actual physical story. I might give this one a reread, but I want to watch the movie by Johnny Depp first before I do so. Whether I will like it the second time round, you know, I don't know. I'm actually, actually might do, but you know. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Secret Window, Secret Garden. The third story is called The Library Policeman, and this focuses around a man who is a insurance broker. I'm pretty sure that's what he is, and he has been given the opportunity to give a speech in front of all these people, and he doesn't know what to say, and someone suggests to him, well, why don't you go down to the library and get some books on like what you should say in a speech. So he goes down to his local library and talks to the librarian, who appears to be a nice elderly lady, although she's a bit kind of weird and odd at some points in the conversation as well. And she and there's all these weird pictures everywhere as well. There's ones of like Little Red Riding Hood, and there's one of a boy screaming in a car that's been driven away by a stranger. And there's also a strange picture of a of this massive figure that's in his trench coat, and it's got him, you know, it's got his sheriff style on his jacket as well, and he's called the library policeman. And all these pictures are of children that are, I wouldn't say in pain, but they are in fear. And so the library gives our main character a couple of books to help him with his speech, and he does his speech. It's a success, but the library but the librarian tells him that he has to return these books on time, otherwise the library policeman will be after him. And he just dismisses this, thinking, oh, she's just saying this to be funny or whatever, or be weird. But when he goes back to the library a couple of days later, he goes into this building, and it's completely different. The architecture inside the building is different. It's nothing like how it was before. Even the staff members there, the people that work there, have no idea who this woman that he's saying, oh, I came here a few days ago and I spoke to this woman. She's probably one of your colleagues. Could you tell her that, you know, I came by or whatever? And they have no idea who he's talking about. And yeah, he finds this weird that no one knows who no one knows who this strange woman was, and even the building itself looks different. And he remembers thinking that, oh, he came in and there was no construction going on, there was no scaffolding anywhere, and he's actually been thinking, oh, well, how could they possibly have redecorated and done all this work in a few days' time, you know? So we find out that as the story progresses, he loses the books, and he's been constantly pursued by this mysterious figure called the library policeman. He's an actual physical, not really a man. He is a strange entity and a creature. And we find out that he talks to one of his friends called Dirty Dave, I think it's what he's called. And Dave tells our main character Sam, I'm actually remembered his name, Sam. He tells Sam that about the librarian who was very mean, and she used to tell, because they used to be a couple. Dave and his librarian used to be a couple, and he tells Sam about how she made him draw all these weird, creepy pictures, and she was very specific on how she wanted him to draw them. And she was telling him about she used to like sit with these children and have like story time with them, and she wanted them to behave. If you were naughty around this woman, you didn't want that to happen. It wasn't like she like punished them or hurt them or anything, but she said that they were like bad children or like naughty, and they had to be punished in some way. And it reminded me a lot of it. The character of Pennywise, the dancing clown, and maybe this could have been a specific, maybe a creature from that type of creature like Pennywise was, because it can technically shapeshift. The librarian isn't a physical woman; she is a creature. Her face can change, and she even tells Dave, look, help me, and we will be the same thing. We will. She basically tells him to kidnap all these children and bring these children to her, so she can do all these weird things and some horrible things to them. Well, that's what I would imagine. So anyway, and it's kind of hard to describe. Hopefully, I'm doing my best, guys. And it's really, really scary and creepy. This doesn't actually have a movie or a mini series based on it. It's strictly a book. It hasn't been adapted whatsoever in any way. But I would like it to be, adapted into something. It would really be cool. And it's classified as a horror. And I gave The Library Policeman a 4 stars out of 5. And the fourth story in this book is called The Sundog. The Sundog is classified again as a horror. I really like this story. It doesn't have any adaptations or movies or miniseries based on it, so it's strictly a book like The Library Policeman is. The Sundog is about a small boy called Kevin, who we see him with his parents, and he has a brother or a sister, I can't remember the two, but he has another sibling. And I think it might be Christmas or his birthday, I can't remember what holiday it was. But Kevin, for one of his presents, gets a Polaroid camera, which no matter what he takes a picture of, he takes a picture of his family. When he gets his camera and he takes a picture of his family, and it's when it comes out and it gets developed, it's the picture is completely different to what is shot. It shows a backyard with a strange dog on it, like it's big dog. And this story is set in Castle Rock, and if you have ever read Cujo, you actually may be thinking, oh, it will probably be Cujo. I don't think this dog is Cujo, but I think it may be like another version of Cujo, if that makes sense. So So whenever Kevin takes a picture with this camera, no matter where it is, it can be completely in a dark room, it could be facing a brick wall, it could be anywhere. He could take a picture of whatever he wants at any time, and it always prints out the same picture. But he takes these pictures to this man called Pops, who works at this camera shop, and he looks at all these pictures and he tells Kevin, well, look, they're not all exactly the same. They are all slightly different, as they are all, because if you put them all together, they move. They actually create like a moving image, and in these pictures, we see that the dog is slowly moving and running and creeping towards the camera, like the person that's taking the picture. And yeah, so they don't know why this has happened. Even after they smash the camera, it still makes all these strange pictures. And there's a strange cuckoo clock which makes an appearance in the story. That kind of went over my head when I was reading it. But yeah, it's just about their process about finding out why this is happening, and what happens when this dog gets the camera and like leaps into the camera and through the picture, and can it even come into our world if it actually does that? And yeah, this is a really good story. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I think I would on a reread. I currently give it a 3 stars out of 5, but I strongly suspect that this is one of the stories by King that if I reread it, then I would enjoy it a second time round, or appreciate it more. So yeah, but still, it was a really good and fun read. I really enjoyed The Sundog. So in this section, I usually talk about my likes and dislikes for a novel, but because this book consists of 4 separate stories, I'm going to tell you what story I liked best and what one I liked the least. And obviously the one I like best is The Langoliers, and the one that I like the least is Secret Window, Secret Garden. I will probably give that one a second try or a reread, as I will do with all the Stephen King books I'm currently reading right now. But yeah, that's what I really liked. I mean, it's really definitely worth your time. I would highly recommend that you pick this book up, guys. So, closing thoughts, guys. If you've never read a novella collection by King and you don't know what one to start with, I mean, Different Seasons and 4 Past Midnights were pretty much exactly the same with enjoyment for me. But know that when you go into these books, because they contain several individual stories, you are going to enjoy some of these better than others. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth your time if this is your first one that you're picking up with a novella collection by King. Yeah, why not? It's definitely, I mean, I'm going to be rereading this one soon, so, or as soon as I possibly can. And the rating that I give the book as a whole, I'm going to rate the book as a whole 3.5 stars out of 5. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like down below, comment down below as well. Let me know if you've read this book, if I've encouraged you to read it, or if I've inspired you to read it. If you want us to discuss a specific story a little bit more, we can do it down in the comments down below as well. Yeah, let me know what story you enjoyed best and least in this collection if you've read this book before. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. If you do subscribe to my channel, please click on the little bell notification, just so you know whenever I upload videos. I upload videos every Monday and Friday. And lastly, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep reading, and I will see you in my next video.